The purpose of this video presentation is to discuss a country study on England with respect to vertical farming. Now, before establishing business in any new country, it is important to first understand the demographics of that country. England is the most populous country out of the four that make up the United Kingdom, the others being Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, and comprises over 80% of the total population of the United Kingdom. England is also in the top quarter of the most populated countries in the world, with excess of 60 million citizens. England is a first world country which has possessed an image of prosperity and opportunity for generations. Consequently, England is now home to hundreds of different ethnicities that have immigrated to begin a new life. In terms of its intellectual infrastructure, the UK has very high literacy rates at almost 100%. This can be attributed to government expenditures as a percentage of GDP, which amounts to 5.3% annually. This indicates a knowledge-based economy and a nation conducive to academia and personal development. It's also important to look at Porter's diamond theory with relation to domestic demand conditions. The demand for organic food and farming has been drastically increasing over the past decade in the UK and England. Retail value of organic products in 1984 was an estimated $1 million. However, sales of organic food in the UK currently exceeds $1 billion annually. The market for organic food in the UK is the third largest in the world, and the UK still imports more than 50% of all organic products sold domestically. This number increases to 75% or more for fruits, vegetables, and salad crops. This gap in domestic supply equals an opportunity. When we look at Porter's 5 forces theory, we notice that organic farmers have a significant bargaining power in this market sector. Organic food can be produced for less than half the cost of traditional farms. As well, 19 million consumers in the UK would buy more organic food if there was more available. And there is potential for future growth as organic food purchases in the UK increased 26% when compared to a year ago. When looking at Porter's 5 forces theory, it's also important to look at the threat of substitute products. The global population is expected to reach almost 9 billion by 2050, hence new innovative solutions and programs to combat food shortages will likely emerge. And as new competitors enter the market, more substitute products and brands will enter the marketplace as well. Now, if we look at the intensity of competitive rivalry in the organic food market sector, we find that competition is moderate. The majority of all food purchases are made through supermarkets. Presently, there are high startup costs for greenhouses and converting land to organic. Marketing efforts promoting the benefits of eating organic would produce more educated consumers, and money spent on organic food increased 26% over last year. Now it's time to discuss the opportunity, which is vertical organic farming. The vertical organic farming business model uses new or existing buildings to house food production and is a viable solution to provide a safe, sustainable, and abundant food supply. The idea of huge spherical farm skyscrapers is glamorous and exciting, but those in the industry accept that large-scale operations are not currently practical or cost-effective at this point. Smaller scale systems using vertical growing rigs can work really well in a warehouse or greenhouse and use significantly less energy. Therefore, success on a smaller scale will provide our company with the framework and the confidence necessary to take the next step and succeed on a large scale. It is critical to be humble throughout this initial process. Challenges to vertical farming include the fact that the model is not yet widely adopted, and since it's a new business venture, there's no direct path or blueprint to follow. Startup costs are relatively high, risk is prevalent, and presently there's little or no government support for vertical farming. The strengths of vertical farming are actually quite compelling. One vertical farm can deliver 8 times more produce than a conventional greenhouse of the same size while reducing energy use by approximately 40%. Organic food can be produced at less than half the cost of traditional farms due to the elimination of transporting and handling. We also save a lot of land outside. For every acre inside, we save 10 or more acres of land outside, and we can finally let the land to start to repair itself. The vertical farming system uses an automated watering system, which means operators use about 5% of the water they need for field-grown crops. Using recycled water as a source will allow us to remediate rainwater and no more agricultural runoff, which is the largest source of pollution in the world. We can now enjoy the benefits of year-round production of crops. We're no longer dependent on weather, landscape. There's no darkness or night, allowing crops to grow at 3 times the speed when compared to traditional farms. Ensuring food safety. This is a controlled environment. There's no pesticide use. Vertical farms are resilient, sustainable, and self-contained. They're also a destination retailer, improving food distribution. Vertical farms improves the local economy. Jobs are stable and they stay local. As well, we get reduced carbon emissions and high-quality organic food at non-organic prices. Now it's time to go over my recommendations. The world's population, as we've already noted, is forecasted to reach approximately 9 billion by 2050. But the average growth rate in agricultural yields has almost halved since 1990 in the UK. Due to this lack of supply, the price of food has increased dramatically over the past few years. Corn has jumped 87% and wheat has gone up by 74%, and this rising price of food is having an impact. Countless number of people in the UK are finding it harder than ever to feed their families. Additionally, the high cost of low-quality food is increasingly apparent and contributing to the rise of obesity and the corresponding healthcare cost. The time to invest in our food future is now. Approximately 60% of the fruit and vegetables consumed in the UK are still imported, and this presents our company with a tremendous opportunity. Vertical farming allows farmers to efficiently grow any type of organic food anywhere they like. We have the tools available, and it starts by bringing food production to urban centers where people live. Liverpool, Leeds, and Sheffield are all excellent startup locations. Liverpool is a hub of cultural activities and major attractions. Leeds is the major shopping destination due to its markets such as the Corn Exchange and the Kirkgate Market. And Sheffield encompasses the Meadowhall Shopping Centre, which is one of Europe's largest shopping centres. Additionally, each of these 3 cities also provide reasonable real estate markets and dense populations. Locating vertical farms in densely populated areas will encourage people to come and support this solution. Starting on a small scale, producing non-exotic produce such as lettuce and berries is a proper course of action at the outset. The timeline for a small-scale vertical farming operation is forecasted at 2 years from the initial feasibility study to start of production. Now, in conclusion, the idea is strong and the technology is already there. It's simply stacking one greenhouse on top of the other. All it takes to be successful in this case is desire. Vertical farms will work, and those who act first will win. The time to invest in our company, in England, and in our food future is now.